Hey everyone, and welcome to this very special episode of Stock To Spaded, and of course, Merry Christmas. In this episode, I will be taking the Panther G of the German Ground Forces tech tree. This is currently a rank 4, battle rating 5.7 medium tank, and I will be taking it from stock all the way up to fully spaded. Now, if you didn't know, in this series, I take a vehicle again from stock to spaded, with the first match being fully stock, the middle match being somewhere in between, and I'll let you know exactly what modifications I have unlocked, and then the third and final match will be fully spaded. And within this entire video, going through the matches, I'll go over how this vehicle plays, strengths and weaknesses, how it improves throughout the various modifications, and so forth, so you get a good experience on what it's like to fully spade this vehicle. Now, as you do see, we have the Panther Claws skin here, and I'll try to link that in the comments below. But this is a special skin, and I felt like this would be perfect for a special day. So again, Merry Christmas. That said, let's get into it. So the Panther G is essentially a late stage evolution of the Panther series, and this was, if I'm not mistaken, the last Panther to be produced and put into service. Now you have the Panther D, which came first, and then you have the Panther A, and finally, of course, again, the Panther G. Now, with the Panther G, you can tell that it is a Panther G based on that turret chin. I guess you could say the gun mantlet chin, because the reason why that was actually input into these is because on the earlier Panther models, notably the A and the D, of course, they would actually act as a shot trap. So if you look at the top here where the turret kind of goes up, where the turret mantlet is up, how it's perfectly rounded, that's kind of how it was on the bottom. What would happen is a shell would hit and then go straight down and kill the crew, especially if it was a fully or an HE or an APHE tortoise shell. So it was not very good in that regard, and so they wanted to get rid of it. Plus, it does offer additional protection overall. So we have a T-80 over here. He's still alive somehow. Okay, that was a stupid shot on my part. I can probably just shoot very easily right through the middle, or front rather, and he's dead. Now, the great thing about this vehicle is that it has a fantastic stock shell with up to around 200 millimeters of armor pen, as well as a really nice reload. I think currently I've got it somewhere around 7.5 seconds, which is excellent. And of course, again, with this shell, you have about 30 grams of TNT equivalent. Not a lot, but of course, that easily beats an AP shell by any means. And of course, you have again that excellent armor pen and muzzle velocity for around 935 meters per second. So this is a fantastic shell, and coincidentally, and one of the best things about pretty much all all German vehicles rather, is that their stock shells, especially for German vehicle or World War II sort of vehicles, their stock shells tend to be the best, and that is definitely the case here. So I didn't realize, but I've got a perfect view right into their base, and I do not want to do that. Now, even fully stock, the Panther G is decently mobile. It's not incredible by any means, but it's not all too terrible. So we can kind of move up here. And as you can see, I'm going 15 kilometers per hour, up a decent enough grade with very little effort, and also with snow. So I'm going to fire on this guy. I do have a top-mounted LMG. Got myself a hit. That's a really nice way to get yourself some additional points and assists. So I got some enemies over here. And again, I mean, this is one of those vehicles, it's not like the T-54 1949 where it's pretty much just amazing stock. This is very good stock, but of course it has some teething issues like the mobility. I would say the mobility is probably the main thing. And in many ways, I actually kind of prefer the A variant over the G variant, because I don't really mind having less armor in place of having better mobility, among other things. So I'm going to move up a little bit here. Got him. Ooh, that's not good. There we go. And boom, shakalaka. Okay, I got to move back. Now, one of the worst things, absolute worst things about this vehicle and any Panther vehicle really is the fact that it has absolutely terrible reverse speed. I think it's something like 2 or 3 kilometers per hour, easily among the worst in all of War Thunder. For any type of vehicle, at any BR, any rank, it does not matter. This is abysmal. This is it's just probably the biggest weakness of a Panther tank, because you can't really back out. Once you make your move, that's it. And the only time when it really improves is when you start getting to the Panther 2, which, of course, is no longer available. So it looks like we've totally cut off the enemy team. And as you can see, the A point is still not capped, but we are more or less surrounding their base because we made a pincer move, and pincer moves work. So I'm going to move up here a little bit. There's not really all too much more I can do. Of course, I can try to go for their base, but I'd probably get shot on the way down, so it wouldn't really make any sense for me. So I'm going to go in, make a risky move. There's an enemy here. And one of the other great things about this vehicle is how solid the suspension is. It is just phenomenal and is good enough where you can fire on the move for the most part. Got a kill. It's a key V1, not all too difficult. Okay, now a big weakness of this vehicle, of course, is its huge, huge gun, which is very easily destroyed. And also the turret mantlet, as you can see there, despite the fact that it looks a bit menacing, it is pretty easy to go through as an M4A2. It's probably a 76mm equipped. Yes, it was. Can go right through it. So that said, I'm going to... Oh, you know what? I cannot repair this vehicle. Totally forgot. I do not have parts. So again, this is fully stock, but there's not really all too much more I can do here. But at least I have a partially repaired turret, and my cannon breach seems to still be working. So I feel like this is a sufficiently decent match to be able to get into the next one after this. So let's move up. Looks like that M1919 is still, or 19A1 rather, is still alive. I'm going to get killed here. I know this 100%. And that is a fate I am willing to accept. I don't think that this Sherman notices that I'm here, which is nice. No, he does. Okay, let's get into the next match, but not all too bad. I feel like I went over a lot of the strengths, weaknesses, stock features of this vehicle pretty decently, so let's get into the next match. So here we are, halfway spaded or half stock, I guess depending on if you're a glass half full type of person, but as you can see by the stats on the, or the mods that I have unlocked, I've got a pretty healthy assortment of mods that kind of delve into a whole bunch of things, but mostly quality of life things like smoke grenades, FPE, crew, and parts. So those are very, very important. Now again, I don't have a, well, I'm not using the APCR, so just so you guys know, I do have the Panther G fully unlocked. I had it fully unlocked and spaded going into this video, so really I'm just kind of removing and adding mods as kind of a way to simulate what it would be like if I was going stock to spaded normally. So that's it. Nice. I got a concept 3 kill, 1 hit. I am worried about whatever the hell is over there, but whatever. So I do have the APCR actually unlocked, but I'm not using it. Again, just so I can kind of simulate what it is like if I do not have that. Okay. It's a vehicle, it looks like. Perfect. Ooh, that's saucy. That is plenty saucy. Is he still there? No, he's not still there. But we do have an enemy right there, and that kind of worries me a bit. But again, I'm just doing this to the best that I can in order to somewhat simulate, you know, what it might be like with a halfway built thing. So this is an excellent vehicle overall, again, in my opinion. I actually, while I can't say I've written the book on Panthers and you know, how to play them, I certainly did make the video. And I do have a Panther guide, so if you guys want, definitely check that out, because I do have a complete video showing off how to play the Panther. Ooh. That's a... Oh, man, what is up with it today? I'm just hitting a bunch of crits. You know, of course, crits aren't that bad, but ooh. Come on, got the kill. Perfect. So I have another tank that I have to worry about to the left there, but I'm going to try not to worry about him too much. Now, I'm nervous about whatever the hell that is there. Looks like a KV tank. Now, I am in a complete down tier, by the way, which is nice. Oh, that was a crocodile. Not too bad. But again, I mean, this vehicle has a huge advantage, and one could make an easy argument here that any German tank, rather, has a huge advantage in that you don't need to unlock any special modifications for it insofar as shells are concerned. The stock shell on this vehicle is plenty. So, I mean, I am plenty happy with it. I think I've got a... Oh, that's another crocodile. Okay. Hopefully I can help out my buddy here. We are on an island, essentially. Just kind of shooting these enemies. And, oh, man, that's another crocodile. What is going on? Finally got killed. So not too bad. My halfway spaded match. Really, the main things that you see when it comes to halfway spaded is, again, a lot of other tanks have that shell that they get that's a lot better. For example, like the 75mm Sherman gets a better shell around halfway. This doesn't. So I see quality of life things, again, such as crew, such as a better engine, if you want turret traverse, even though this has an okay turret traverse, and things of that nature. So it's still pretty much just as deadly, but these things help you to survive and also help you get into position to get yourself a few kills. So that said, let's get into the next match here, fully spaded, and have a good time. But otherwise, I'm using possibly my favorite close air support plane in War Thunder. Let's get into the final match. So here we are, finally, fully spaded with the Panther G, and man, oh man, one thing that you notice with this vehicle is that you get up-tiered a lot, but I'd rather be up-tiered in this. So, I mean, they're more or less always going to be about 6.0, 6.3 BR up-tier, sometimes a little bit more, but I'd rather be up-tiered in this to 6.0 or 6.3 BR than the Panther G. With that being said, not that it really matters, because they're more or less the same vehicle. It's just, or Panther D, rather, I mean to say. They are more or less the same vehicles. Ooh, that was so stupid of me. I did not see him. And as though that's going to assist. Oh, buddy! Woo! Fuel explosion! Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we have ourselves no enemies anywhere to be seen. I kind of want to go down there. You know what? I'm probably going to. I'm not seeing any enemies up here, though. I suspect there will be some on the ridge, perhaps. But again, I mean, this vehicle, fully spaded, very, very nice. It's very mobile. You know, it gets around 60 or 70 more horsepower over the stock, which is very nice. I think around 30 more horsepower over just the engine, of course, because transmission and filters are each about half as powerful as the engine. So it's just a really, really nice addition that we have here. And, you know, again, APCR, not really necessary, but I always like to have a few just in case. You never know. There could always be a flat enemy tank. That could need some extra killing that, you know, you simply just don't want to have to fight. So I'm kind of worried about over here a little, not too much, though, because should be an easy, boom, one-shot kill. Very, very nice. Always got to search those cliffs up there because enemies... I was going to try to make a no-scope. Perfect. Cliff is my friend. Thank goodness. Goodness gee golly. So I'm kind of worried about over here. But, I mean, overall, is this vehicle worth it? Yes, 100%. I mean, I love Panthers. And to me, personally, Panthers are just such phenomenally good medium tanks. They're kind of like heavy mediums in a way. And I love them just so damn much. I mean, again, the stock shells on these things are among the best stock shells you can get in War Thunder. It's just such a great shell. Upwards of 190mm of armor pen at base. They have explosive filler in them. Even a little bit, you know, it's still very nice. Extremely effective. And will oftentimes detonate ammo. Will oftentimes kill crew that would otherwise not be killed if you had just solid shot AP. So that's a bit of a problem. Hopefully he does not notice me. Oh, he notices me. So, again, overall, yes, I do love the Panther G. Personally, I like the Panther D the most because of its BR, but I like the Panther A a little bit more than the Panther G. I feel like the offensive capabilities of the Panther A are slightly better than what you get with the Panther G. You know, the Panther G is a little bit better defensively. Panther A, in my opinion, a bit better offensively. But again, they're all excellent vehicles, very uptierable, and just something that I would recommend for everybody who doesn't want something as light as a Sherman, but, you know, want like an extra amount of oomph as well. So, let's see if we can pull up here. But either way, and also, I do typically like to do these on optional vehicles, such as, for example, the Yak 15, I believe. But, you know, of course, this is still a good one. Plus, it had a really cool user skin, which I would definitely recommend anybody who is interested in this user skin, go ahead and download it in the store. But either way, thanks again, guys, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.